everybody. Welcome back to episode 5 of Have a Little Grace. Today we're just going to be talking about stress and how I personally cope and alleviate with my stress. It's pretty late right now, but I wanted to get a podcast out. And also just, to talk about stress. And I'm not going to lie, I've been very stressed lately. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got school, work, club things, post-grad future things. And that can be really scary stuff and very stressful things to think about. So, I just wanted to talk about some things that help me and have helped me in the past. And yeah. But one thing that has definitely helped me is meditation. So that's number 1. Meditation. If you haven't tried it, try it out yourself. I have done guided meditations since like freshman year, I want to say, and maybe a little bit before. And I want to note that some of these things that help me or alleviate my stress are things that sometimes don't work in certain phases of my life. Like certain methods may help you in this stage in your life or this period, but sometimes it doesn't always help in this, like right now, So I'm trying not to feel discouraged, but it's just something that I'm working on, and just understanding that certain methods aren't going to work for certain stages of your life. So for example, meditation really helped me freshman year. Really helped me freshman year, but it's sometimes it doesn't feel like it's helping me right now. But regardless, guided meditations can help really anybody. It's helped me a lot in the sense of quieting the mind and just being present. And lately I've been thinking of just being. There's nothing I need to do in this moment right now. It feels like I need to do 5 million things. I need to plan out my week. I need to not forget this. I need to make sure to text this person, make sure to email this person in a timely fashion. There's a lot of things going on in the mind. And sometimes you just need to take a moment and just think, I don't need to do anything right now. I can just be present, and that's enough. And that's been helping me a lot as of lately. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to forgetting things. My schedule is crazy packed. I put quite literally everything in my calendar, or else I will forget. If it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. It's not in my mind. And so I just get really anxious when I forget things in every aspect. But so that helps me with those anxious thoughts and just being present. I want to give a shout out, not that Sir Stephen Webb is going to be watching this podcast, but Stephen Webb has this free podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify called Stillness in the Storms, and he has these mindful guided meditations, and they are so good. He has the sweetest little accent. I've put him on to all my friends, and they can range from 3 minutes to 15 minutes, and it's just a great way to start your day. Have it for your afternoon or at night. It really does not matter. He has great guided meditations that have helped me personally just feel more clarity and just feel a little less stressed, even if it's just for those 3 minutes that I'm doing it. And again, take those 3 minutes for yourself. A lot of stress and things to help cope, it can be hard because it's I don't have time to journal. I don't have time for that daily walk. I get it. I totally understand, but genuinely just take those 3 minutes to do a guided meditation, 1 minute to do mindfulness breathing, and just be there for yourself, because you deserve it. I'm kind of I should practice what I preach, but you really do deserve that time to do that self-care, to take that daily walk. Don't be afraid to be selfish. Just do it, because you deserve it, and you should give yourself that grace. But yeah, so that's 1, meditation. And 2, is journaling. So like, again, you don't have to. I know journaling sometimes isn't people's things, but I have gotten into journaling, and that's when I was forced to write like 3 whole pages every single morning for a class, and it kind of made me not like it. And then I kind of started getting into it after reading the book like The Artist Way. Haven't finished it, so let's not talk about that. But it basically talks about like morning journals and how if you write in the morning, you can get, it's just brain drain. Like all the thoughts, all the negative thoughts, or just any thoughts that you've been thinking about overnight, the day before, how you're feeling this morning, if I feel groggy or gross, just write it down. No judgment, nothing, just write. And that helped me a lot throughout the day, because it's like, okay, now I have a clearer mind. Now I kind of have more negative thoughts out, and I can just start my day a little bit fresher. And the thing is it doesn't always have to be in the morning. I know the first thing you don't want to do is like grab a journal and start writing, but you know, it can be helpful in the morning. But I mean, as of lately, I haven't really been doing it as much as in the morning. I kind of just want to do it. I try to do it on my roof if it's a really nice day out and it's sunny. I like to have the vitamin D on me and just write. And it's really peaceful, and you can write about whatever. Sometimes lately I've been trying to write with intention, because it feels a lot better than just like mindlessly writing. But I've been trying to write with intention. So like today I write to relieve stress. Today I write to heal. You know, like whatever it is. But yeah, I literally, what's crazy, I finished a whole journal. Like what? I've never finished a whole journal. Wait, I feel like I have to show you guys. This is the journal that I finished. All of these pages are filled. Like, isn't that insane? I want to see if I can like all these oh, you can't even see it. Just all these pages are just filled with my thoughts. And I think that's so cool and so beautiful and so awesome. And I was really, really proud of myself. I just recently finished it too. That's from like, oh God, I don't even know. Is there a beginning to this? Let me check. Oh wow, March 31st. This year. I finished it this year. Wow, that's crazy. So I finished that. It was really, really cool. It was really, like Ryan said, it's like finishing your chapstick. Or, no, Dakota, that's what Dakota said that. It's like finishing your chapstick, because you never do. You always like lose it or something like that. Like it's a very accomplishing feeling when you like finish writing in a journal, or, you know, finishing your chapstick. Like that's such a good feeling. And so it's really cool to look back on as well, and just to read. And sometimes with the book that I was reading, you're not really supposed to read it, you know, because then you can like feel judgment towards it, and like judgment towards your thoughts. But you know, you can read it back, you cannot. But I snuck a little reading, and I saw like some sweet little things where I was like, oh, like just cute little affirmations, like you've got this, or you're gonna take on today like a champ, and just really sweet little things. And I feel like that can lead me to like number 3 is just like positive affirmations, telling yourself that like today is gonna be a good day, you know, having that positive mindset in the morning so that it sets you off to have a good day. If you already think right when you wake up, today's gonna be a bad day, then you're probably gonna have a bad day. You know, just saying. And here's the thing. I'm guilty of this. I think everybody is guilty of this. But, like, it's not something to beat yourself up over, but it's also something to be mindful of. Just knowing that, like, if you say to yourself, which I've been trying to do, is something wonderful is going to happen today. Or, for example, something wonderful is going to happen tomorrow, right? I go to sleep saying that. Wake up, something wonderful is going to happen today. And then you kind of like look for those wonderful things. You kind of try to find those beautiful things, and you just have a better mindset going throughout the day. And like, I think that's awesome. Another thing, and like more affirmations, is just like understanding, like for me, a lot of it has kind of been like dealing with like confidence. And so I try to say like, hey, I'm strong. Like I can do this. I got this. And I'm confident. Sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it. That's what my therapist was saying. Sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it. Say, I am confident. Even if you do not feel confident at all. Even if you feel like you are so insecure, not doing well, you can't do it, you just feel like you can't, just say, I can do this, and I am confident, and I am strong. And yeah, that. I've been trying to do that. It's been hard. It's been really, really hard. And again, like, some things don't work at certain times of your life. And that's what I've been learning. And it's a little frustrating because, like, I'm doing all these things and sometimes it doesn't always work out. But, it's all about, like, learning too, because if one thing isn't working, then you can always try another thing. It leads you to, like, a different direction, a different route, a new method, and yeah, just more things in your backpack, I guess. But yeah, affirmations, try them out. Try to say, well, like, whatever you're doing right now, if you're listening, just say something wonderful is going to happen today. Something wonderful is going to happen today. And if it's night, something wonderful is going to happen tomorrow. And then see what happens. It low key works. I'm telling you, like, that might sound crazy, but it kind of works. So yeah, try that out. What am I at? Number 4? Number 4, I would say, is hobbies. Pick up hobbies. Pick up things that you find a liking towards, a passion towards. Literally anything. Some hobbies that I've been trying to pick up and have picked up is reading. I finished 2 books. 2 books? Yeah, I finished 2 books so far this year. And that might not sound like a lot, but it's a lot to me, okay? It's a lot to me, and it means a lot to me. So, like, some people don't read books, and that's okay. You don't have to. What helped me is, like, switching from nonfiction self-help books to fiction books. I am reading this one book, or the series, called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Really, really good book. Super easy read. It's this Japanese book that was translated into English that talks about so it's a fictional story where this cafe can bring you to anybody that has passed away or anybody from your past, as long as they've visited the cafe. Then it's in, like, a certain time limit, and, like, you have to do it before the coffee gets cold. I'm explaining that super, super bad, but it's a really good book. It's a really good series, and, like, if you need, like, an easy read it. It's awesome. It's super cool, super good. So yeah, just picking up hobbies. Crocheting, if you like arts, do that. Drawing, painting. I like to do those little diamond paintings that they have at, like, Michael's or Joann's. Do that. You can make t-shirts. You can do charm bracelets. I know Dakota really likes doing charm bracelets. If you ever need help, if you ever need a hobby, talk to Dakota. She is always one to do something with, like, arts and crafts or something like that. But try knitting. Try a new skill that you are scared to do or scared to try. And if it's, like, cost effective, you can, I feel like there's always, like, loopholes. Pick up an instrument. These are all just, like, things that I've been doing. I know there's, like, a whole bunch of things that, are other hobbies, but something else, try running. If you haven't ran in a while, or if you used to, try picking up that again. Try picking up old hobbies that you used to do all the time, or that really brings you joy, but you just don't have time. Find that time. Find that time, because you deserve that time. And I know, listen, you could be the busiest person in the world, but you should always have time for yourself. And, like, again, I know, like, easier said than done, easier to free up your schedule. I totally understand. Like, I have a busy schedule, but I know other people have way busier schedules as me, way more on their plate. But, I just feel like there should be a time where you should also be prioritizing yourself, because as much as, like, all these things are important, like your club or work, you're just as important. And it's kind of like that saying with, like, moms, like, you need to take care of yourself for this kid. Like, this kid needs you just like you need yourself. Like, this job needs you, this club needs you, this friend needs you. That means you got to be there for yourself too. Because if these people need me, then how are they going to need me if I'm not in a good place myself? So do that. Start doing things that bring you joy, even if it's something small. Like, I don't know, play Papa's Pizzeria, play cool math games, play Roblox, maybe watch your favorite show. I don't know, just a hobby. hobby. Pick up a new one, pick up an old one. That's my 2 cents. And another one that also helps alleviate my stress is talking to friends, reaching out to people. I know it can be really, really hard to open up to others. Even if it's your closest friends, even if it's your close family, it can be very hard to open up and also feel safe enough to have that outlet, because I know sometimes certain things and certain people don't feel safe enough to talk about those things. And like, if that is the case, video journals. I'm telling you, open up your voice memos and just talk, even if it's to nobody, because just letting it out does wonders. And just cry and cry if you need to. But yeah, like talking to your friends, talking to others, and like whether that means talking about how you feel or just talking to them as like a nice distraction. And I feel like distraction isn't the right word, but you know, it's good to just let your mind off of like sulking or like how you feel, and just like get your mind, let's say you're like worried about some test or like an exam or something like that, and you know, just like talking to your friends and just like being around them, you know, and like being able to laugh with them and kind of just like forget about those worries is really, really nice. I love going downstairs to like my roommates, and like I don't even need to be talking or adding anything to the conversation. I can just sit there, listen, and I know one of them is going to say something funny in order to make me laugh, you know? So yeah, just spending time with people, even if you're not adding anything to the conversation or to an interaction, you know, it's still nice to just be around people. Yeah. And kind of going on what I just said is cry. If you feel like it's getting a lot, don't hold it down. Cry. Okay, I don't know how true this is, but I saw an Instagram reel that was saying that when you cry, it releases cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So just cry. You know, if you feel like crying, just do it. You know, you'll probably feel better. The only thing is, it's hard to balance that line between sulking into your emotions and fully feeling it out, and then being able to kind of just like regroup and like feel like you got it out, you know. But it's definitely it's a hard thing to balance. But you know, I do believe that crying can relieve a lot of stress, a lot of built up like physical stress in your body, and I think that's a great way to just like get it out if it's not going to be talking. Sometimes you can just cry, and if it's to yourself, that's okay too. And yeah, I'm like trying to think of some other things that help me to alleviate my stress. These are all just the top of the dome. Not gonna lie, this is all just top of the dome, and just the things that I've been trying to do lately. Oh, walks. That's another thing. Shout out Kate, because Kate goes on 2 walks a day, rain or shine, doesn't matter. She will go on a walk, and I admire that from her. But walks, I do believe, help a lot, especially if it's outside. Recently, I went on a run. I haven't ran since like the summer. It was really hard, but it was kind of awesome. And then I walked after, and I think it's beautiful to walk, go on a hike. I'm taking a stress management class with some of my girlfriends, and we talked a lot about ecotherapy. We went on a hike, and like we're all talking in the beginning, and then towards the end we're all silent. And it was kind of a really peaceful thing that we all just went silent and just did the hike. And it was really peaceful. And I think some kind of ecotherapy is super important, just being outside, whether that be just sitting outside, breathing in the fresh air. I know it's a little bit cold, but like when it is sunny, soak in that sun when you can, if you can, and try to go on walks. And I'm not even telling myself that, because I haven't even been on a walk. I went on like a run like a couple days ago, but I haven't really been on walks. And walks are just a lot less pressure. Runs is like, that's a lot. You're asking for a lot. But a good old walk, you know, whether that be 5 minutes or, you know, instead, like Walgreens is right down the street, right down there. Why not I just walk instead of taking my car? Stuff like that. So yeah, Okay, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Those are just some of the things that have been helping me. But if you guys have anything, I would love to know how you guys alleviate your stress, because I think I need more methods. I need more methods of how to alleviate this stress and this anxiety that's been going on in my head. So please help a girl out. And again, this one definitely needs this, which is just give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself a little bit of grace today, tonight, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Just give yourself some grace, because we all deserve it. We're all going through a lot of things. So just be kind to yourself and be kind to others, because that's also super important. What you put out is what you're going to get back. So just be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And I hope you have a great day, night, evening. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.